NPA loses bid to halt Sunday Times distribution, and Israel's bombardment of the Gaza Strip continues. With the latest news updates, I'm Hasina Gori. The National Prosecuting Authority has failed in a court bid to halt distribution of today's Sunday Times edition, which has a lead story on the NPA's dropping of corruption charges against President Jacob Zuma. Acting Judge Nomsa Kumalo of the High Court in Pretoria said since the paper was already in circulation last night, interdicting its distribution would be pointless. The Sunday Times says it has about 300 pages of leaked internal communication within the NPA, including minutes of meetings with Zuma's lawyers. The president's lawyers argued last night that the documents had been obtained illegally. Eric van der Berg is one of the Sunday Times lawyers.
I was approached earlier in the week when the newspaper had the beginnings of the story and asked to give advice, and my advice to them was that this story is overwhelmingly in the public interest, and I think it's a good thing that South Africans will be able to read the story.
The need to wait for the outcome for last night's court case has delayed distribution of the Sunday Times in some areas this morning. A number of roads in and around Johannesburg have been closed off to traffic due to the 94.7 cycling challenge. Johannesburg Metro Police have called on motorists to use alternative routes while the race is underway. Spokesperson Edna Momonyane says some of the roads will be reopened to traffic from 2 o'clock this afternoon. She gives details of the roads that have been closed off.
The M1 from Woodmead will be affected, go into Joe Slovo, then M2, and then go back onto M1. The CBD will be a bit affected. It will go through Jan Smarts and go all the way to the side of Malibongwe in the northern side of Joburg and back. And then it will be making its way again back to Woodmead.
The ANC in eThekwini region has again criticized the Democratic Alliance's recent visit to President Zuma's residence in Nkandla in KwaZulu-Natal. eThekwini ANC chairperson Sibongiseni Dlomo was speaking at the party's Regional General Council meeting in Durban.
We cannot allow a situation where the sitting president is being insulted day in and day out. We know what democracy is. That is why many of our people lay down their lives. Even if those people at least then do not respect Msholozi, can they at least respect the office that he occupies? And maybe also they must also respect that the will of the majority made the decision that President Msholozi is the president of this country. They must wait for their turn.
And finally, Israel's bombardment of Gaza has continued through the night, with airstrikes and shelling from Israeli warships producing multiple explosions across Gaza City. Palestinian medical officials say one strike killed 2 infants from the same family. An explosion hit a building housing local media organizations. At least 6 journalists are reported to have been wounded. Catch the latest news anytime here on Newsbreak's Option 1.